Good morning students. So in the previous session we discussed about multiplications of integers and division of integers. So now we entered into the exercise 4. Here in exercise 4 the complete solutions was depend upon the multiplications of integers. Once you go through with this textbook, here in exercise 4 the first bit completely like how the problems we solved in yesterday's session, like same examples. So I hope that you will solve the solutions. First bit, second bit was similar, just we have to multiply, and if you are any confusion please go through with the previous session and you have to solve the solutions. Now today in these sessions I am going to explain the third, fourth and fifth bit of solutions. Now so third question, so here are there some word problems we have to solve based on the multiplications of integers. What is the third question? Just I was reading the question. A certain freezing process requires the room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius at the rate of 5 degrees Celsius every hour. What will be the room temperature 10 hours after the process begins? So my dear students, here if you observe what is the given data in this question. The data of the question is the room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius at the rate of 5 degrees Celsius per hour. So I repeat once again, the room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius. For example, we have to assume the temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. So it starts reducing the temperature. For every hour it will reduce 5 degrees Celsius. So this is the information what they was given in the question. Understand, the room temperature will be lowered from, starts reducing from 40 degrees Celsius. Per every hour, how many degrees it will reduce? 5 degrees it will reduce. Per every hour it will reduce 5 degrees Celsius. So this is the information what they was given in the question. Now let's see what we have to prove in this question. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove what will be the room temperature 10 hours after. Here they was given the temperature will be reduced for every hour 5 degrees Celsius. So from 40 degrees Celsius per every hour it start reducing 5 degrees Celsius. So then we have to find what will be the room temperature 10 hours after. What will be the room temperature will be 10 hours after. So first hour if it is 40 degrees Celsius, after 10 hours what will be the room temperature that we have to see. So how we have to solve? Look here. First what we have to do, see, observe the question. So how many hours after 10 hours we have to find. Per each hour how many degrees it was reducing? 5 degrees Celsius it was reducing. So completely how many degrees it will reduce? Totally 50 degrees that we have to find now. So how much temperature will be reduced? The temperature will reduce for 10 hours, right? So these 10 hours into per every hour 5 degrees Celsius. So 5 is nothing but how much? 10 5s are 50 degrees Celsius. So how much temperature will be reduced completely? 50 degrees Celsius will reduce completely in that session. Now, so but these 50 degrees Celsius will reduce from what? From 40 degrees Celsius, right? So from 40 degrees Celsius, if we remove these 50 degrees Celsius, how many degrees Celsius left? 40 minus 50. Here we have to apply the addition and subtractions of integers. Now look here. Plus 40 is a positive integer, 50 is a negative integer, right? So what we have to do? We have to subtract the integers. 50 minus 40. 50 minus 40 how much? 10. Here for greater numerical value had minus symbol. So the result is minus 10 degrees Celsius. Therefore, what will be the room temperature after 10 hours? The room temperature is 10 degree minus 10 degrees Celsius after 10 hours. So once again I will explain it here. The room temperature will be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius per every hour. It is starting reducing 5 degrees Celsius. Like that we have to find after 10 hours what will be the temperature. Isn't it? So per every hour how many degrees it was reducing? 5 degrees it was reducing, right? So that's why what we are doing. Per every hour it was reducing 5 degrees. We have to find for 10 hours. They given value for 1 hour and we have to find the value for 10 hours. So by using this assuming this we can able to understand, we have to do multiplication, right? 1 hour value they given. Per 1 hour it was reducing 5 degrees. We have to find the for 10 hours, after 10 hours how many degrees it was reducing, right? So what we have to do? We have to multiply. So for example, if you know the cost of 1 pen, 1 pen cost is 2 rupees. What is the cost of 10 pens? What you will do? 10 to the 20. In the same way here also we have to multiply. Per 1 hour the temperature is reducing 5 degrees Celsius. For 10 hours how many degrees Celsius the temperature will be reduced? So what we have to do? We have to multiply with this 10 into 5. So that's why we have to multiply. No need to confuse why we have to only do multiplication, why can't we do division, why can't we do. That depends upon the question. Here in the data they given per 1 hour how many degrees we have to, for 1 hour how many degrees it was reducing, for 10 hours how many degrees it will be reduced, that we have to find. So 10 5s, that is the reason we multiplied here. 10 5s are 50 degrees Celsius. Now these 50 degrees Celsius, from where it was subtracting, from where it was reducing? From 40. See here, from 40 degrees Celsius the temperature was reducing. That's why from 40 we have to reduce. Reduce means why we did subtraction here? Reduced. Reduced is nothing but remove, subtracting. That's why 40 degrees Celsius minus 50 degrees Celsius is nothing but minus 10 degrees Celsius. So that the room temperature is minus 10 degrees Celsius after 10 hours. Clear the concept? Now let's move to the next, fourth question. Now listen the fourth question. In a class test containing 10 questions, 3 marks are awarded for every correct answer and minus 1 mark for every incorrect answer and 0 for questions not attempted. So now what we have to do? Here there was given some information. These questions are very important in the integers topic. So once you please go through, and it is very easy, but you have to listen to it very carefully. Now look here. Total number of questions in a test. So in an examination, one teacher was conducting one assessment. So she was given 10 questions in an exam. How many questions? Total there are 10 questions in an exam. Now marks awarded for every correct answer. If you write correct answer for one correct answer, you are going to get 3 marks. If you write one correct answer, you are going to get 3 marks. Now marks obtained for every incorrect answer. So for example, if you write correct answer, you are going to get 3 marks. In the same way, if you wrote the answer incorrectly, then they are going to reduce 1 mark. Why I was saying the word reduce? Because minus 1. Understand? So they are going to reduce minus 1. Marks obtained for not attempting questions equal to 0. For example, you not only attempted any questions in that exam. For example, out of 10 you wrote 4. That 4 are correct, but remaining 6 you not only attempted. So they will give for marks for 4 and they will not reduce any marks for the remaining 6 questions which was not attempted. Understand? So if you attempted correctly, you are going to get 3 marks. If you attempted but if it is wrong, then you are going to reduce minus 1 mark. If you not only attempted the question, then you are not going to add the marks or you are not going to reduce the marks. Before going to this solution, let us take some example based on this question. For example, out of 10 questions, you wrote 8 questions are correct. You wrote completely 10 questions. Out of that, 8 questions are correct. So 8 questions are correct means for each question how many marks? 3 marks, right? So 8 is how many? 24 marks you are getting. So remaining 2 questions you wrote wrong. So for each question how many marks they are reducing? 2 marks. So sorry, 1 mark. For each question they are reducing 1 mark. So how many questions you attempted wrong? 2. So 2 into minus 1 is nothing but minus 2. These minus 2 will reduce from the marks which you scored correctly. So total 24 minus 2 is nothing but the score will become 22. Understand? So based on this we are going to solve the solutions. Now in this concept, the first situation they was given, Gopi gets 5 correct and 5 incorrect. Total how many questions? 10 questions. Out of 10, one of the boy Gopi, he wrote 5 questions correct and 5 incorrect. That means he was attempted all the questions. So now what we have to find, how many questions, what is the score of Gopi? How many marks scored by Gopi? Now let's see. Marks scored by Gopi for correct answers. For correct answers. For correct answers, how many marks scored by Gopi? How many questions he wrote correct? 5. Each question carries how many marks? 3 marks, right? So 5 3s are how many? 15 marks is scored by writing correct answers. But this is not his total score because this is the only marks for correct answers. Now, marks obtained to Gopi for incorrect answers. For incorrect answers. So, how many questions he wrote wrong? 5. So, from 5 questions he wrote wrong. How many marks are reducing for incorrect answers? -1. So, 5 into -1 is nothing but -5 marks. Now, we have to find the total score. How we have to find the total score? The incorrect marks should be subtracted from the marks which is scored for correct answer. Now, total score of Gopi is nothing but 15 minus 5 is nothing but 10 marks. Are you able to understand? 15 minus 5. Total score. Actually, he wrote correctly 5 questions. Actually, he should get 15 marks. Since he wrote 5 questions wrong, that marks was reduced from the correct answer. So, the total score marks is 10 marks. Now, next. In the next situation, Reshma gets 7 correct answers and 3 incorrect answers. So, you can observe here, 7 plus 3, 10. That means she also wrote all the 10 questions. Out of that, 7 are correct, but 3 are incorrect. Let us see how many marks scored by Reshma. You can say easily. Listen once again. Marks scored by Reshma for correct answers. This is not a total score. This is just for correct answers. For correct answers is nothing but marks scored by Reshma for correct answers is nothing but how many questions she wrote correct? 7. For each question, how many marks I was giving? 3 marks. So 7 3s are how many marks? Total 21 marks she scored for correct answers. Next, marks obtained for incorrect answers. For incorrect answers. Marks obtained for incorrect answers. How many marks? How many questions she attempted incorrectly? 3 questions she was attempted incorrectly. So 3 into, for each question how many marks? -1 mark. So 3 into -1 is nothing but -3 marks we have to reduce. From where? From the correct answers. The correct answer is nothing but 21 marks. So total score of Reshma equal to 21 minus 3. From the correct answer score, we have to subtract the incorrect answer score. So 21 minus 3, how much mark? 18 marks. So the total score of Reshma is nothing but 18 marks. Understand? The total score of Gopi is 10 marks. The total score of Reshma is 18 marks. Now, one more question is there in the same concept. So you have to solve that. Just read out the question. You have to solve in your book. Rashmi gets 3 correct answers and 4 incorrect answers. Just I was writing here. Please go through it and solve it. Rashmi gets 3 correct answers and 4 incorrect answers. So Rashmi get 3 correct answers and 4 incorrect answers out of 7 questions she attempted. What is her score? Here, actually in the test there are 10 questions, but out of 10 she attempted only 7. 3 are correct, 4 are wrong. So that is 3 questions she was not at all attempted. But here marks obtained for not attempted questions is 0. They are not going to reduce the marks or as errors. They are not going to add the marks. So simply as it is, we have to solve. Nothing but 3 questions are correct. No. So for one question, how many marks was allowed? 3 marks. So 3 3s are 9. In the same way, 4 are incorrect. 4 1s are 4. So from 9, you have to remove 4. Then you will get the result. So solve this solution by yourself. Same like first and second one. Understand? Now let's move the 5th question. It is also related to the multiplications of integers. Now, so I was reading the 5th question once you go through. A merchant on selling rice earns a profit of 10 rupees per bag of basmati rice sold and a loss of 5 rupees per bag of non-basmati rice sold. So, a merchant on selling rice, if he sold a basmati rice bag, he used to get profit of 10 rupees. If the same person, if he sold a non-basmati rice, he used to get 5 rupees loss. So, look here, I wrote here, on selling one bag of, if he sold one bag of basmati rice, he used to get 10 rupees profit. If he sold one bag of non-basmati rice, he used to get 5 rupees loss. Now, what we have to find, if he sells 3000 bags of basmati rice bags, now, number of bags sold, number of basmati rice bags, number of basmati rice. Here 2 qualities of rice, one is basmati, one is non-basmati. If he sold basmati rice, he will get profit. If he sold non-basmati rice, he will get loss. So number of basmati rice bags sold equal to 3000. Number of basmati rice bags sold equal to 3000 bags. Now how many bags of non-basmati rice sold? Number of non-basmati rice bags sold by shopkeeper equal to 5000 bags. Now one basmati rice bag, if he is sold, he will get 10 rupees profit. If he sell non-basmati rice, he will get 5 rupees loss. So if he sold 3000 bags of basmati and 5000 bags of non-basmati, whether he will get profit or loss, we have to find. Now number of basmati rice sold equal to 3000. So what is the amount he will get for basmati rice bags? Let us see. Amount on selling basmati rice bags equal to 3000 bags he will sell. For one bag 10 rupees, right? So 3000 into 10, 30,000. Now that is whenever he sold basmati rice, will get profit. So here we just write profit. Profit earned on selling basmati rice bags is nothing but 3000 into 10, 30,000. Loss, when it sold non-basmati rice, he will get loss. So loss incurred on selling non-basmati equal to 5000 bags he will sell. So each bag consists of 5 rupees. So it's nothing but 25,000. So when it sold basmati rice, will get profit. So profit earned on selling basmati rice bags equal to total he will sell 3000 bags. So 3000 into 10 is nothing but 30,000. When he sold non-basmati rice, that will get loss. So loss incurred on selling non-basmati rice equal to 5000 into 5, 25,000. Because he will sold 5000 out of each bag consists of 5 rupees loss. So 5000 into 5, 25,000. Now observe, profit is more or loss is more? Profit is only more. That means we got profit. Yes? How much profit? So 30,000 minus 25,000 is nothing but 5,000 will get profit. If loss is more, he used to get loss. But here in this question, profit is only more. So he will get profit. How much profit from profit? We have to subtract the loss. Then you will get how much profit he got. That means 30,000 minus 25,000 is nothing but 5,000 profit by selling the 3,000 bags of basmati rice and 5,000 bags of non-basmati rice. In the similar way, the second question is there that I'll read out. You have to take it as homework. What is the number of basmati rice bags sell? He must sell to have neither profit nor loss if the number of basmati rice bags sold is 6,400. If he will sell 6,400 bags of non-basmati rice, how many basmati rice he have to sell in the to make it as profit or to balance his loss? How many basmati rice bags he used to sell to balance if he sold non-basmati rice 6,400 bags? How we have to do? Just you have to divide it. Here there was given, he will sell non-basmati rice. Just I was giving him to you. Total will sell non-basmati rice is 6,400 bags. To balance this, to balance this loss, how many bags of basmati rice he used to sell, that we have to find. Simply what you have to do, you have to multiply this 6,400 with the how many rupees he is getting loss. 6,400 into 5. So you will get one value here, right? How much approximately you will get? Yes, 32,000 you will get. So these 32,000 you used to divide with 10. Why? Because one bag of non-basmati rice if you sell, you will get 10 rupees profit, right? So if you divide this 32,000 divided by 10, you will get 3,200. That is nothing but to balance his loss. If he sold 6,400 bags of non-basmati rice, to clear that loss, he used to sell 3,200 of basmati rice. Then he will get neither profit nor loss because he will come out from the loss. Understand? By selling non-basmati rice 6,400, if we sell 3,200 balance, the profit what he gets here it will cover. So by this I hope that you understand. So in the next session we are going to learn the properties of integers, and whatever the question I was given, just to try it, and if you want you can try some more examples. Thank you.